Hello guys and welcome back to my channel. Today I've decided I'm going to do a series of videos basically describing each one of the issues that people will be dealing with in Tin Can. Just as a tutorial, so you wouldn't have to watch like any of the scenarios. You just want to know how to deal with a certain event, right? So today we're going to be talking about the Ice Nebula, and to do that we're actually going to go into Sandbox, which you may also learn something here. The Sandbox lets you test all the events, which is very useful for trying to learn and overcome them. So yeah, let's hop in and talk about the Ice Nebula. Before we get started, let me just kind of make sure that everything is topped off here. All right, all right. So we're just doing our thing, and we have to deal with an Ice Nebula. First off, let's bring this down before I do that. You'll also see over here the atomic pile output. The atomic pile output's down here where the ammeter is. You'll see the blue line is how much power we're using. The red line is how much the atomic pile is putting out. It can be shown as here as well at the bottom. It's a it's an analog device, so it'll always work. You don't have to look at this. You can look right here. This is basically almost the same thing. Only this is the digital version. A lot of people think the monitor's not working, they can't see. No, it's right here. You can see everything. So the error list is the only thing you would want from the monitor, and that's only if there's a failure. So let's go ahead and dive into the Ice Nebula and see what that's about. So over here at the top, we can choose an event. I'm going to start an Ice Nebula. That's going to tell us on the computer that the atomic pile output is going to be limited. When you first start off playing this game, which is why you might be here for the first time looking up why is an Ice Nebula so nasty, it doesn't let you know because you don't see the atomic pile output limited warning, which is what the main computer would tell you. So unless you assembled this really fast and managed to get it up before the Ice Nebula triggers, which is the warning system, which gives you a little bit of time to prepare, you wouldn't know that that's what it does. But not unless you're looking around at all the gauges and you understand all of this information, which most people don't when they first start. So anyway, what the Ice Nebula is going to do is it's going to get really cold in here. It's going to affect the atomic pile output. And our atomic output is the red line right here. So when this effect starts, we're going to look here and we're going to see just how that effect works. I'm just going to wait for the event to start. The reason we have some time is just because this is a warning. That gives us time ahead before the event starts. And when it does start, it will last as long as you keep it on in sandbox mode. Obviously, when you're doing the rescue and other modes, you won't have to worry about that. And as we see, the Ice Nebula is started as this fog is the beginning of it. You know you're fully in it when it turns to ice. We can see here we aren't quite in it yet. The ammeter is still up to the blue line, so we won't have any power problems. However, we are going to be in this. This is the early warning outside the window that you're in a cold event, but not yet started. And there it is. The event has started. As you can see, the red line has dropped drastically. So the output, everything in the system is working fine. We just don't have enough power to supply the systems. The ice is preventing the atomic pile from heating up to temperatures that would allow us to power all devices. This is all the power we get. How we deal with that? Simple. We're running on batteries. We don't want that. Obviously, if you didn't have batteries, systems would be turning off. So for now, we turn off all systems that are not essential. So the beacon, which is not in this one, but this you could turn off. It uses a lot of power. The gravid generator and the beacon are probably the first things you'll want to turn off. They are going to consume a lot of power. Let me just clean this filter. It gets dirty often. Okay. And that's going to start helping us out with the power meter. See, the blue already has dropped very close to the red. Our lights are using a lot of power. We can go ahead and drop that down to emergency lighting. We can turn off the pressure because we don't actually need that system. We can turn off any other non-essential systems like the repair station, the CO2 to O2 if we're not charging anything at this time, so we can turn that off. Battery charger. None of these items we actually need, and they're all going to help us to power our systems. And now if we look at this device, you can see that the blue bar is very close to red. So these systems are on. You can see the power is on. I mean, it is using battery. If I do this, I'm going to take the batteries out. And you'll be like, well, the monitors are off. Well, what's happening here is the monitors are consuming power themselves, but they're considered non-essential items. So the system's smart enough to know to turn them off. So it can run the more important things as long as there is a sufficient amount of power. And since I'm so close to the red line, it's only turning off the non-essential systems to save power. And if I were to take these monitors out, which would actually reduces, you can see here, I took the monitor out, it reduced the demand, and now I'm on bar. But if I put this monitor back in, then it goes back up and there's not enough power. So it's really just turning off these systems automatically. It saves you the time of having to pull those out. You don't need to take them off. It's going to turn them off automatically. You'll see here that your blue bar is a little above the red, and you'll think, well, I'm still not producing enough power, but you actually are, because the system automatically turns off the non-essential systems. And you can always check if you're not sure. Here you can see my O2 is balanced, my CO2 is fine. Everything looks okay. If I want to if I start having problems here, because you can see my temps dropping a little bit, I might sacrifice oxygen for a short time and come over here and turn this on. And like I said, you can take these batteries out. You don't need them. If you're managing your power efficiently, you can get through an ice nebula infinitely just by cycling systems that you need as you need them. And these dials are your best friend, because obviously with low power, all your monitors aren't always going to be on. In this case, I do happen to have them on, but I guess this system and that system use less power than these two together. So they manage to power the displays on. But yeah, you don't actually need to turn those on. As long as everything's operating fine, you should be okay. So we're losing breathability because I'm not pushing oxygen in it. But I brought my temperature back up, and as you can see, I mean, we don't need to look there because that's a bad example, but we could look over here and we can see the temperature's kind of in the middle, pod atmo temp, so we're up to temp, but obviously with the display I can see that it's perfect. And then I can just go ahead and turn this off and swap back so I can get my breathability back up. In this condition, we don't have the monitors, so we can do this. And I mean, if you absolutely need a monitor, you can always pull one out to get the other one and it'll show up. But we can also just look here at the gauges, and we can see our O2 is rising to the 20% mark, which is this long line, and the CO2 is maintaining at a low under 1%, which means that we are fine. And this is without battery power. We just have to turn off all non-essential systems and allow the energy to flow. Oh well, anyway, I just wanted to show you guys this, and hope that it helped you. One other thing I'll go over real fast is when the nebula is over. So we're going to turn off the nebula. You see the ice on the windows. Now let's say you're exiting the ice nebula, right? So the ice nebula will end. Did I do it? Yes. It's taking a moment, so I'm just going to go ahead and raise the time scale. There we go, because I want that to end faster. All right, so now your ice nebula ends when the ice is gone from the window. And now you're ready for full power. All you have to do, you won't notice because you still have stuff off. As soon as it's over, just start turning on systems and see what happens. You can turn on the generator or the beacon. The beacon's probably the first thing you'll want to turn on, but we'll use the generator in this example because it's going to cause the blue line to jump a lot, and then you can easily see that the red line is now rising up to the blue line. Remember that the atomic pile is a slow generating unit, so it's going to take a little while to get up to temp. So yeah, all the devices won't work when you first turn them on. If I mass turn on all these items, there might be some slowdown on getting everything up and running. I'm just going to quick turn everything on. I don't know how fast that's going to heat up. Okay, it's not heated up yet, so we might have, so this monitor is not on yet because the atomic pile is not up to the blue line, so we're going to have some things that aren't running. We can even turn this on. Okay, and now that the temp's up, see that monitor came on? That's because, there's enough power to power it. Everything's still not online, but it's getting there. But yeah, you might notice some abnormalities because of this power. The only monitor I've ever had a problem with is this one, which I've noticed when I charge a battery. Let's see if it actually happens. If you don't have a battery in here, this is one thing until they patch this that I did notice, and I just want to show you this bug because it may throw you off. Let me grab a battery, this one's fine. If you're ever using the battery charger, the monitor goes off, you'll take the battery out and the monitor stays off. As you can see, this is not normal behavior. How to fix it, you just hit F and it's on actually. It's just a bug, it goes to a blank window. So your main computer, if you want to test that whether it's really out or if there's a bug, just hit F on the screen and that's how you'll know. If it doesn't come back to life, then there is a power problem or some component has failed, which prevents data from appearing on the display. Alright guys, anyway, thanks for watching this video. I hope you learned something. Then this was an ice nebula, and I went over a couple of extras, and I hope that's educational for you. Anyway, I'll continue to make more videos like this, and if you see me in the next video or you don't, have a good one. Take care.